Welcome to The Digital Shift. We are your hosts, Jessica Green
and Natasha Roberson. Together, we are here to help you build a tech-savvy empire and take your business to the next level.
If you're an entrepreneur, social marketer, or business owner, ready to scale smarter, not harder, this is the podcast for you.
Every week, we bring you expert insights, actionable strategies, and the latest trends to help you infuse tech into your business so you can automate, optimize, and grow.
From mastering automation and creating high-converting systems to building authentic customer connections, we cover everything you need to shift your business into higher gear.
So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and get ready to make your digital shift.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome back to the Digital Shift podcast. My name is Natasha Roberson and I will be your host today. I am excited about this. You probably see a theme in what I talk about on this podcast. I talk about a lot of automations, a lot of email, a lot of SMS. That's where I love to live. I love to create freedom for people and their business to continue to grow even when they are not plugged in, right? So today's episode, I'm talking all about automation and how it isn't cold. It's consistent. It's how to follow up without losing that human touch. Because I was, prior to really digging in and loving and seeing the power in automation, I was nervous. I had a fear that if I automated too much, I would lose that human connection. I would lose that human touch. And so in this episode, I'm going to talk about the challenges, the biggest misconceptions about automation, that it's cold, robotic, and impersonal, because I thought the same thing. The truth, automation done right is what allows you to follow up more consistently, more authentically, truly, and more human than ever before, because it removes the overwhelm simply remembering what and who you need to send, when to follow up, and how to stay top of mind with people that you are talking to, your leads, your customers, your business partners. So I'm going to walk you through some real world examples of how you can automate your email, your SMS, your social media, and create that human connection, that touch that you feel might become impersonal, but make it really personal and infuse that person and infuse your personality into all of it. So I always love to start my episodes with a quote, right? So automation isn't cold. It's the warmest thing you can do for your future customers. I should really hear that. Automation isn't cold. It's the warmest thing you can do for your future customers. So who is this episode for? This episode is for all entrepreneurs who feel guilty about automating. I was you. This is also for business owners who ghosted leads because they forgot to follow up. I've been there a lot before. And this is for social sellers, social marketers overwhelmed by the daily DM conversation. All right. If you're feeling any of that, then this is for certain for you. And it's also for somebody that maybe you're afraid of sounding too salesy or with automation, how not to do that. Okay. So first action step is pick one existing message you've manually sent. Is that a welcome message? Is that a follow-up message? Is that a thank you message? And we're going to turn that one message into an automated email or SMS and schedule it to go out the next time somebody opts in, says this certain thing, buys this certain product, asks for information. You're going to kick off an automation versus this manual and then waiting for them to respond and then manual, right? We're going to kick off a automated campaign. So let's dive into the topics that I want to cover today on this podcast. So first is always a myth, right? Let's bust these myths about automation being cold. So one of the biggest things we hear, and I felt the same way, was they feel like they might lose that personal touch. They might feel like, oh gosh, I've distanced myself from the conversation. Well, when you're in business and you're truly having conversations about your product, opportunity, your service, right? All the things. If you're having those, you're having the same conversations all the time. If you think back to the last 5 conversations you had about your product, more than likely, every single one of those conversations is pretty much the same thing, just with a different human. They have the same desires for the solution. They have the same objections. They have the same, how long do I, is it going to take to start working? How long is shipping, right? They have the same conversations. So when we start to think about the journey somebody goes on, when you are manually following up, there's no thought to the process. You're just responding. You're not actually taking them on a journey. You're not actually providing true value. You're not giving them more than what they've asked for. You're literally giving them what they asked for. So when I used to think, and what others still do, is when they feel like they're losing that personal touch, the only thing you're losing is the manual time it's taking you to follow up with everybody who's in your DMs. That manual, you're just losing that. And in my opinion, you're gaining time back. So instead of thinking about losing the personal touch, think about gaining your time back. But even more important is that you're giving them more value, because you can literally create the journey and give them more than you could in a manual approach, right? So the truth is, consistency is going to build more trust than memory. You consistently touching them with value is going to build more trust than them going, when was the last time so and so reached out? What did they say? They're not thinking that way. They're not even, like, when I have all of our stuff is on automation. I write the emails, I write the text messages, I write all those things. I might write something today that doesn't go out until 8 days from now, 20 days from now. I might write an entire campaign that 2 years from now, it's still going out. I wrote that stuff a year ago, and it's still touching people because I've learned to write my copy in a way that's very personal, that's very value driven, and that is very much so to benefit the individual receiving it. And if you do it that way and it's not salesy, spammy, your copy and your automations can last for years, right? But also with this automation, losing that personal touch, you actually touch them more. You touch them more, which increases your communication, increases your know and trust, and increases that raving fan. They don't just go, oh, so-and-so ghosted me, so I guess I don't have to buy the product anymore. That happens so often, you guys. How many times do you feel like in the last month that you literally dropped the ball? You didn't mean to, but you dropped the ball on following up with somebody, whether they've purchased and you forgot to follow up with them after they purchased, they asked you for information, you gave them something, and then you forgot to do more, right? How many times can you guess in the last month that happened to you, that you did that? If you put some of this stuff on autopilot, guess what? You lose that. You increase your communication, you increase your touches, and you get more people buying, staying, and raving about it. Okay. So let's dive into number 2, which is how to write automations that still sound like you. Oh my goodness. I can tell, and you guys probably can too, the people who are posting on social media or the emails that are coming into my inbox. I use AI every day. I do. It is like my second brain. I love it. But listen, if you don't go in and adjust what the AI gives you, we can tell it's not personal. You literally said, write me an email, do this, write me a post, and you took a copy and paste. But what you can tell as a human, when I open an email or I open up social media and start scrolling, I can tell people who are using AI as a second brain, but they're adjusting it to their personality, to their tone, to who they are. I can tell it's still them. So don't be afraid of, automations not sounding like you. Be afraid of using AI and not going in and being the human adjusting it to be even more personal, more value driven, more emotion on there. AI is AI. It cannot do much emotion. Okay. It doesn't have a soul. You do. So get in there and do some of that. You will never, ever, 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 ever have that fear of it not sounding like you as long as you put some work in. Okay. So I love to write it once, but I like to write my messages with a one-on-one message. I'm not saying send to all customers. I'm literally writing a message, an email, a text, a DM response, a social media post. I'm writing those to one person as if I'm sitting across the coffee table from them, right? That's where you can really stay into that personal tone, that personal touch feel is when you go one-on-one with your copy versus to all. Okay. You want to add some voice. I like to add video. I like to add voice clips, but I like to also add right stories of maybe my journey or that really help to keep that personal touch at the highest level possible. So you always want to put some extra thought and care into every step of your copy. Okay. This one's funny. I wrote this note down. Templates don't have to sound templated. And that kind of goes back to when I was talking about how you jump on social media, or you jump into your email inbox and you're like, this is so templated. It doesn't have to, right? So take a template, take a framework that you want to use that feels good for you and your business, your products, your services, your opportunity, but you want to untemplatize it, right? You wanted to make it more human. And so absolutely read through every single thing that you put in automation. I want you to read through it and go, how does this make you feel? How do you get to step into it? Does it feel too AI robotic? Does it feel like there's not personal touch or not enough value? And just make adjustments, okay? All right. So, number 3 here, the 3 most important touches to automate with human voice. Okay, hear me out. This is human voice. You want to make sure that you are using your voice in a welcome or what's next sequence. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we just do email or SMS and there's no voice to it, right? When somebody's starting a journey with us, I like to include a video. Whether they go watch it or not, that's on them. But they get to know there's a human behind this. And that is when you can really get that personal touch at the highest level possible with automation. Create a quick welcome video that's like, 90 seconds, 2 minutes at most, that you can embed into your email. You can embed into your text message with a link, right? They can click on the link and go watch your welcome message. Right. So another place I like to use voice in my automation is when I'm telling a story, here's what I love about this product or service, right? It's a story-based email and a text. That's where you may want to insert a voice clip or a video of you sharing that story, or an interview where you're asking your client or your customer to share their story, right? So that's another big place. All right, let's dive into the 4th topic for today's podcast, and that is tools that let you automate with empathy. So when you think about tech, you think cold, and it's like, how does it have any emotion? Well, when you start using tagging and segmentation in your CRM, you start to really understand the individual that's going through the different flows, the different automations you have. And it allows you to send the right message to the right person at the right time. So instead of just sending a mass message out to everybody in your contact list, that's pretty cold because it may not be relevant to everybody on your list. But if you've been segmenting and tagging people correctly, putting them on certain lists because of certain actions they took, then you get to send the right message to the right person at the right time. So the other awesome way of having tools is the auto DMs. So you see people posting on Instagram and Facebook business page, drop this keyword, and then you're like, oh, and then they send me a message. Well, that's automation. Okay. That is called what we call social sync. That is taking a keyword automation, driving into a reply, sending the DM, and then working them through a follow up for exactly what they are asking for. Okay. If your content was like, drop info about my newest product, or drop VIP if you want to get on my VIP list and never miss out on a deal or a promo I'm running, or as, summertime, you might have different keywords for different seasons and things like that. But this is going to help you have those real time, right now conversations with people when they are interested. Whether you're available to talk to them or not, the system, your machine is going to do it so that you don't miss out on that timing and lose them as a customer. Because if you wait too long to respond to them, they've lost interest and moved on. So automation is key in that, and having a tool that allows you to do that is powerful. Okay. And then also your pre-scheduled texts that feel like the perfect timing. You ever had a text that got to you, and like, I'm signed up for a bunch of things that I know is automation, and it's like, man, you sent that to me at the right time. Oh, I needed that right then. Think about the journey you're taking somebody on. So let's just say it's maybe a lead magnet they opted into 5 days ago. If they are truly ready for whatever that lead magnet was giving them, there's a certain time in their journey of making those adjustments, those changes, implementing what you gave them, right? Taking action, that they may have that moment of like, oh, this isn't working, or man, I'm frustrated. Everybody has a window, right? And as somebody goes through the same thing the first time, they usually fall into that same window. Think about if there's a text message that you can send in that window that you're like, and that person gets it and goes, man, I needed that right then and there. That's perfect timing. Schedule those out. Okay. And the fifth thing I want to talk about in this podcast today is your energy is finite. Automation protects it. Okay. You want to protect your energy. You can pour all day from a full cup, but as soon as that cup gets empty, you cannot pour from it. And it shows in your texts, in your DMs, in your emails, when you are responding manually and you're pouring from an empty cup. This is where you want to let your automations do the reminding. So you don't have to show up to remind people, right? If you have an event coming up and you have all these people who are interested in this event, well, have them opt in to the event, right? And then that opt in form allows you to follow up with them to the event. So all of your follow up to the event is taken care of, and all of your follow up after the event is also taken care of. All you got to do is show up. Share your content, get them opted into the event, and let the system do it, right? That's protecting you, your energy, giving you even more energy to show up live for them during that event. And at the end of the day, don't you feel your customers, your future customers, deserve consistency and not chaos? Manual leads to chaos and inconsistency. Automation leads to consistency and building that value. You're giving them even more results, more solutions, because you are showing up consistently for them. So that's how you can take automation and turn it from not cold to very warm, inviting, personal, and converting for the result you want. So let's cover some common questions and objections we get when we talk to our clients about this topic. Is, I want it to feel personal. Doesn't automation ruin that? Only if you make it sound robotic, only if you take it from AI and put it in there and you don't make any adjustments. We are going to teach you how to infuse your tone into every single line of your copy. Second objection we get, isn't it better if I follow up manually? Manual is great, don't get me wrong, but not if it means people falling through the cracks and getting left behind, inconsistency, right? If you're manually not able to keep up or remember to do it, you're harming your business. Automate the first 3 touches, then jump in live if you feel you need that manual, right? Automate the first few and then jump in live after. The third thing is, how often should I be following up? Woo! You should be following up consistently for at least 30 days off everything they show interest in. If they're showing interest on this post about this product, you need to have immediate follow-up and then 30 days of value. That's literally 14 touches in 30 days. You should be touching them at least 14 times in 30 days. And that's why automation is so critical, because manually thinking about following up with 14 touches in 30 days. So let's just say a low number. Let's take a low number here. So if I have 5 people I talk to every single day, so I have 5 new people times 30. That's 150 people in a month. It's a low number. So I have 150 people in a month. I need to talk to them 14 times. That's 2,100 touches in 1 month if I'm talking to 5 new people a day. Because that every person gets 14 touches in 30 days. That's 2,100 touches in 30 days. There is no possible way I'm manually doing that. No possible way. Nope, not happening. That's why automation is going to boost your business and your sales and your connection with your leads to customers and beyond, okay? So the fourth objection we get or question is, what if they ghost me after the automation starts? Good. Good. They ghosted you. It just means that what you have is not a good fit for them, or they'll come back when they're ready. Either way, you showed up. You showed up. They sorted themselves at that moment. That is great. And last question is, do I need a big email list or SMS list to start? Absolutely not. No, 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 no. Start with a few. Start with 5. Build from there. It's about systems, not size. It's about systems, not size. So today, my call to action to you, my thing I want to share with you is take that one thing. What is that one thing right now that you can automate, that you can turn in? Is it the welcome message to a new customer that bought a product? What is it that you can take and start your automation with that? And if you're ready to go to the next level, you're ready to step into your digital shift, whether you've been shifting slightly, shifting a little bit, or haven't shifted at all, then I want to invite you to join us in the Self-Made Hub. And inside of the hub, not only do you get us as your mentors, but we have templates and tutorials of exactly what I'm sharing with you today. We have all the automations. We have all the 14-point touch system. We have all of the templates, the framework, everything you need to literally take your product service opportunity and plug it in, change out the copy, because obviously the copy is going to be needed to be from you to have that personal touch, right? And you're going to be able to take all of that and plug it in and get it working faster than if you go try to build it on your own. So join us inside of the hub. Head on over to our website. You'll see the links below in wherever you're watching this. And you're going to be able to start sending automations that sound human, following up automatically. They're going to create a warm, story-based message that's going to convert, and you're always going to stay top of mind without burning out. The manual overwhelm is over. So key lessons that we learned on today's podcast is automation is not about removing connection. It's about making it consistent, right? Your tone, your story, your care can be built into workflows, automations. Your tone, your care can be built into it. I promise. Follow-up doesn't have to feel robotic. Absolutely not. It can be the most generous thing you do. Thinking about that flow, that journey you want to take them on, the things you want to share with them. You build that out and turn it on, and it is going to be so incredible to what it does to your relationships with your leads, your customers, your business partners, and beyond. So my final words today is, you don't need to choose between high touch and high feel for high tech. You don't have to choose between the two. With the right system, you can have both. You can have high touch and high tech, okay? And I'm telling you what, your customers are going to thank you for it. They're going to thank you for it. So if you are excited about what you learned today on the podcast, drop us some comments below, and do not miss the next week's episode. It is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm super excited to welcome you into the Hub if you are not already a Hub member. And if you are, head on into our academy, go into the Hub and find the tutorials and the templates to build out your automations to, number one, increase your touch, your communication, and your conversions. Have an incredible day, and we'll see you guys next week on another episode of The Digital Shift.
Thanks for tuning in to The Digital Shift. We hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration to take your business to the next level.
Don't forget, we have something for everyone to help you scale smarter. Whether you're just getting started or ready to go all in, we've got you covered.
Start with 14 days of free access to the Self-Made Hub, our all-in-one platform to automate, optimize, and grow your business.
Looking for more? Check out our Self-Made membership, where you can work at your own pace with help from your tech-savvy mentors.
Or take it to the next level with our 10-week accelerator program, perfect for those ready to scale with expert guidance and systems all in one place.
And if you're looking for done-for-you options, from custom funnel builds to fully done-for-you marketing systems customized just for your business,
visit us at www.self-made.biz to explore all of our programs and tools and find the perfect fit for your business needs.
Let's make your digital shift a reality. See you next time.